This comes from 2 years of work of the Edinburgh Poverty Commission, which was set up by the council to be an independent group of people. The council and Edinburgh Partnership asked to go away, do proper inquiry into the causes and the solutions of poverty in Edinburgh, understand the reality of poverty in Edinburgh, and come back with a plan to say how the city should respond. And what they did was, at the end of 2 years of work of listening to citizens, of talking to experts by experience, people who are active in anti-poverty work in the city, published a plan in September last year, which set the city a 10-year challenge to eradicate poverty from Edinburgh, essentially. They set a target to say Edinburgh should aim to end poverty by 2030, and they put very, very specific goals on what that meant. So they said that doesn't mean no one ever falls into low income, but the number of people who experience low income should be much, much smaller and in line with the best performing areas in Europe. And most importantly, it means that people should experience poverty as a temporary experience, not a trap that affects them for long periods of their life. And the final part of that definition, which I think is a really important shift for the way the city thinks about poverty, is to say that ending poverty isn't just about getting money into people's pockets, although that's a huge part of it. It's also about ending the stigma that's associated with seeking help, and bringing some compassion and some humanity to the experience that people have when they seek help to escape from poverty in Edinburgh. Yeah, so I mean, to mention that really important aspect about the relational aspects of poverty, what it feels like to be in poverty and to seek help to come out of it. And what we heard throughout the Commission's work was that people were being passed from pillar to post trying to seek help. They were having to retell their stories over and over again. They were not being treated with dignity and respect everywhere. The system of support seemed disjointed and illogical and absurd in a lot of ways, barriers in place that shouldn't be there. And what the Commission then asked for was to say that we make a really radical shift in the way that we think about poverty supports in the city. We should be saying there are no signposting, no referrals, no handoffs, no wrong door for supports. People should be able to speak to a trusted intermediary, which might be statutory sector, it might be third sector, doesn't matter, it's the right person for them. And from that first contact, be able to find the support that they need in a way that doesn't just focus on one problem, but thinks about the entire household, what the entire household, the entire family needs. So an example would be, rather than going to your homelessness service if you have a homelessness problem and then having to find support around benefits and then having to find support around employability, you could go to one contact and get all that support in one place. And you would have teams that were skilled and recruited and supported to be able to do that, no matter where you were in the city. So what we've got as part of the Commission's work and the Council's response to that is a really serious look at the way the statutory sector does that. And in essence, what the Commission said when they were hearing about lifting neighbourhoods together and the work of community renewal was that actually this is work that's already in place that is living and talking the very values that we want to see across the city. So in the way that the Council takes forward its plans, I think we see the work that community renewal are doing as a really important one example of how that can work. We're really, really keen to see how the project develops. We want to work with the project and take the learning from that into how we can change systems across the city as a whole. And to see it really as a collaboration on a number of different initiatives who are all looking at the same problem from very slightly different angles. And from thinking about a package of innovations across Edinburgh, I think we can hopefully get some really positive change at the back of that. We'll get to what that Poverty Commission ask was all about.